Hello everybody and welcome back to NHL 2K6 for the PS2. We are here in the first round of the playoffs, already down one game to our division rival, the Detroit Red Wings, who we did beat out for the division. Just got to say that every time, man. Even as a Red Wings fan, I'm fine saying that. But you can see how the other series fared on the screen. How everyone is doing after just one day of playoff games. It's weird. There's no it doesn't show our schedule on or on the schedule screen. It doesn't show that we have to play the Red Wings for the next potential week or so. It just shows Stanley Cup icons. So I guess through the bracket is how I'm gonna pick the game that we have to play. But either way, we're gonna get into game two. Originally, how I was gonna do this was I was gonna sim a game and then show a game, but because of the way I edit the hockey videos just to the goals, the video would be too short. So you're gonna get game 1, 2, and 3 in this, and then game 4 and 5, since we already are, probably gonna, I'm hoping, at least gonna win one game and extend it to 5 games at least. You'll get 4 and 5 in the next episode. So, but we need to win one first, because we could get swept. It's always possible that we could get swept. Maybe we're a Mickey Mouse playoff team. I think we're legit. I think we have what it takes, but, there's no guarantee. So we could get swept by the Wings. This is still a good Wings team with a lot of great guys on it, so we could get swept. I don't think so, but we very much could. So, but after one period, absolutely nothing happens in game number 2. It's still 0-0 goose eggs on the board. And here is how the things break. I'm going to show these little splash screens now in between, just so you guys can see the progression of shots. There was a power play in the first period, but the Red Wings couldn't do anything with it. But in the second period, very early on in the period, Yzerman taking it down himself, and then Shanahan sends it back up to the blue line, back down to Shanahan, and he's going to take a slapper into the net. He's going to beat Mark Denise, and it's going to be a goal for the Wings. They're going to score here very early on in the second period. So kind of spending the puck back around here in the offensive zone for the Wings, and Shanahan just a short slapper right in front of Denise, but just the angle that he took, man, it was a good angle here, just beating Denise on the glove side. I mean, that was a tough shot that only a guy like Shanahan's probably going to make. So off of the face-off here, we have the puck in the neutral zone, absolutely clobbered. Jeez, man, we had a defenseman get clobbered, but Thierry Fleury gets the puck in the neutral zone, takes it down himself, and he's going to get shoved around and bullied by, I think, Yzerman, but he's still going to get a shot off, and that's going to beat Curtis Joseph. I think they have Cujo in that, but it's going to beat the goaltender regardless. On the glove side as well. So both glove sides are pretty weak here. We've seen that before in this game. Really weak glove sides with Thierry Fleury. Takes it down himself, man. Just kind of does all the work himself. But later on in the period, just a few minutes later, we got the puck in the offensive zone again. Verborny's going to send it back to Castles, and Castles is going to find the net somehow. We're going to see in the replay how he did. I hate how it does that with the camera angles, but Andrew Castles does find a way to get into the net here off of a pass from Verborny. So in there right in front of the net, just splits the defense and just kind of flips one right past the blocker side. Doesn't look like the Wings were really prepared. So 2-1 is the score here, but taking it down again is Zerdev. Nikolai Zerdev, the defenseman. Somehow he gets the puck in open ice in the neutral zone, just takes it down himself, and manages to beat Cujo. So it looks like Curtis Joseph really kind of struggling here in game number 2 here to just kind of, I don't know, mitigate the damage, I guess. Really kind of keep things manageable for the Wings, as a 0-0 start to the game after one period is now a multi-goal deficit for the Red Wings here on the road. So the Wings already did a good job of taking a home game here in Columbus, but it's still going to be a long series, and we're looking pretty good now, up 3-1 against the Red Wings heading into the third period. So we're going to see the breakdown here overall of the stats, and the shots are pretty even here, so it looks like the Wings really are not getting a ton of help in net. One of those goals that we saw was a big defense breakdown, but regardless, so we have Jeff Sanderson who's going to pass in front of the net, and on the rebound, it's going to be Andrew Castles netting his second goal of the game as a loose puck right in front of the net. Cujo cannot readjust and get in position to make a save attempt for the puck, and Castles puts it up top exactly where Cujo couldn't even get it. So there you see, beautiful save, first of all. It's a great save on the one-timer, but right on his booty, man. No chance of getting up after that. Amazing save. Getting zero help from the Red Wings defense. So 4-1 is going to be the score. Thierry Fleury taking this puck down again himself, and he's going to flip another quick shot, and that's going to beat Cujo on the glove side yet again. So Thierry Fleury here getting his second goal of the game here. So we had a couple multi-goal scorers in game number 2 here in the playoffs. So I'm not entirely sure what the score of the first game was, but we're getting quite a bit of offensive production from this top line in game number 2, so I cannot be upset about that. So 5-1 is the score, but the Wings are not going to be completely silenced, as they are going to get one more goal, and I guess what you would consider the hockey equivalent of garbage time is Bill Guerin is going to get himself a goal off of a pass from Yzerman. He's going to take it down himself right in front of the net here. Somehow Mark Denise just couldn't get, well, it looks like he might have gotten a piece of that slap shot. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, maybe got a little bit off the glove. I think maybe his glove touched it a bit, but he was not able to stop the puck, so it's still going to be a goal for the Wings here, and 5-2 is going to be your score, and that's going to be what it's going to stay, because the Wings would not do anything else in the remainder of that game. So we're going to take game number 2, the last game in Columbus, so we split the 2 games here in Columbus, and now we're going to be heading to Detroit. To see how, I guess, game 3 and 4 are going to go. And, of course, 3 and Florian Castles are going to be your 2 stars, of course, because, yeah, I mean, 2 multi-goal games, 2 multi-goal scorers, I guess, on the Jackets is perfect rounds. But I think Mark Denise deserves a little bit of flowers. He ended up doing pretty well, I think. I think he had a pretty decent game, especially when you look at the shot breakdown. You know, he was definitely the far better goaltender here. Detroit with 10 one-timers, they couldn't get one of those to go off. That's absolutely absurd to have 10 one-timers. You can't get any of those to land. We only had 2. We didn't even score on those. So all 5 of our goals did not come from one-timers, and we only had 2 opportunities to do so. The Wings had 10 of them, and they couldn't even figure it out. So with that, we're going to now officially move into game number 3. So the second game of this episode, we're finally heading to Joe Louis Arena again. So I could have looked into the season series record between the 2 teams. I wasn't sure if I could break them all down, but I think the stakes are already there. The narrative is already there here. We beat out the Red Wings. They held on to the division title for most of the season, and we just kind of came from behind and took it in the last month or so of the year. So I'm sure the Wings got quite a bit of chip on their shoulders. They were not able to take the division title away from us. Or hold on to it, rather. Not take it, but rather hold on. So, Wings are still going to go with Cujo in net here. That might be a bold strategy. We'll see if it pays off here. Obviously, we're still rolling with Mark Denise because he's having a career year in net for us. So, obviously, we're not going to quit on him now. But the Wings are taking it up and screwing. Again, he's going to pass over to Brendan Shanahan. So Denise is going to get a little bit chippy in front here on Shanahan. Tries to poke it away, but Shanahan regains possession and is able to beat Denise on the glove side, as Denise was more so focused on playing defense rather than playing goalie, and that just never seems to work here, as Shanahan pretty much crashes the net, is able to regain control of the puck and get it into the net by any means necessary. Mark Denise with a solid effort here, but would have preferred if he just made an attempt to, I don't know, maybe save it. Maybe get down the butterfly and try and save it. So 1-0 is the score here. And Jeff Sanderson, loose puck into the zone. He's going to retrieve it himself here, bullying Steve Yzerman. He's going to center it to Andrew Castles, who's going to get his 3rd goal of the video and just his 3rd goal in the last 2 games. So, there you see, it says on their little thing how many playoff goals they have. So it looks like none of these guys are really getting really involved in game number 1. So it looks like we're really seeing a lot of that production here in the next couple games. Is Andrew Castles nets his 3rd, and I mean, it's always the random guys on the team who end up being the big contributors in the playoffs. So Andrew Castles was one of the bigger contributors in the regular season, but we might be seeing him completely anchor this offense here in the postseason, and if that's going to result in wins, I am not upset with that whatsoever. So we already have 4 one-timers in the first period. That's kind of wild to see. So Verborny's going to center it. Wow, just an amazing quick release here. So Verborny takes it from around the back of the net and centers it to Castles, who gets his 4th goal of the video and 4th goal of the playoffs, as he positions himself perfectly in front of Curtis Joseph. And a quick pass from Verborny is buried very, very quickly, as Cujo really had no answer for that at all. So 2-1 is the score. Verborny taking it down once again. Loose puck in the offensive zone. He's going to try and get it around the net. He's struggling to do so, but he gets in front of Cujo and flips it off. I don't even know how he did that, man. The Red Wings were completely bullying him. David Verborny said, no, I'm not passing this one out. Castles has all the goals on this line, so I'm going to keep it myself and try and do something. And he manages to do it. He was getting completely bullied around. And we know the Red Wings don't have, any slouch, any pushover defensive pairings. They got the best defenseman in the league, man, and Nick Lindstrom, but he's been completely MIA in this series so far, at least in this video. So 3-1 is your score, and we're going to get another goal here. We're going to quickly find out who it is, and it's Nikolai Zerdev again. So he gets his second playoff goal of the series. Yeah, it's just another slapper from the circle, and Cujo just could not get all of it, man. He had a piece of it, but could not get all of it. So we're going to extend to a multi-goal lead over the Wings again. This time we're in Detroit, so this one means a whole lot more, because if we can steal a game, the Wings already stole a game from us at home, so if we could steal a game from the Red Wings, then we'll be in good shape. So the second period is going to come to a close with us taking a nice bit of a lead over the Wings. We're going to look over our screen here. We are out shooting them quite a bit. One-timers up to 6. We did actually score on one, but 1 for 6 on one-timers is a bit nutso to look at. But that would be it, man. Nothing else would happen in the third period, man, and we're going to take a 4-1 lead over the Wings, and we are the winners, man. So we take a 2-1 series lead now heading into game number 4 in Detroit. So that's going to be massive. And here's the breakdown of the stats. So in the next one, we're going to be covering a little bit more playoff hockey here, maybe finishing off the series, potentially if we can win the next 2, but hope to see you guys there.